Diets heavy in processed meats and ultra-processed ingredients subject the body to persistent biological stress. Over time, this drives a process of cellular decay. This environment triggers dysbiosis, an ecosystem out of balance. Healthy microbial colonies are overtaken by aggressive, inflammatory proteobacteria. These bacteria physically fracture the intestinal wall, allowing toxins to leak into the bloodstream and trigger metaflammation, a state of chronic, system-wide inflammation. This underlying metaflammation creates the biological conditions for daily symptoms like brain fog, metabolic inflexibility, and chronic stress. Reversing this cycle requires moving away from confusing wellness fads and restrictive diets. The focus instead shifts to a specific nutritional framework known as the 30-33 routine. This diagram breaks down the protocol's requirements: 30 grams of protein at breakfast, 30 grams of fiber throughout the day, and 3 servings of probiotic foods. These function as the builder, the fuel, and the workforce. To reset your metabolic health, these 3 biological roles must operate simultaneously. The physical repair of the gut depends on all 3 pillars being active at once. The 2025-2030 dietary guidelines recently increased recommended protein targets by up to 100%. To meet these needs, the 30-33 protocol requires consuming the first 30 grams specifically at breakfast. Consuming this protein load early in the day stabilizes glucose variability immediately. This prevents the severe energy crashes and cravings that typically follow a low-protein morning. On a structural level, protein provides amino acids like glutamine. These are the raw materials the body uses to repair damaged gastrointestinal tissue. This diagram illustrates the process. These amino acids physically reinforce the tight junctions of the intestinal wall, locking together to seal the gaps that allow toxins into the bloodstream. Without the builder securing this physical barrier, widespread systemic inflammation continues because the main source of the leak remains wide open. The second requirement is 30 grams of fiber daily. This serves as the prebiotic substrate, the food source your beneficial gut microbes need to multiply. The gut microbiome functions like a relay team, interpreting the food you eat and sending chemical signals to your fat tissue and immune system. But this team cannot function without fibrous input. High fiber intake specifically feeds and activates anti-inflammatory bacterial strains, such as Roseburia feces. As this pathway shows, the microbes process that fiber into butyrate. This short-chain fatty acid is responsible for maintaining the colon lining and regulating your body's immune responses. Without this continuous supply of fuel, your gut's anti-inflammatory systems lack the energy required to function. The final daily metric is the consumption of 3 servings of live fermented foods, such as kefir, kimchi, or sauerkraut. These foods deliver a live workforce of beneficial microbes, like Lactobacillus Z, directly into the digestive tract. This triggers a biological process called competitive exclusion. This new workforce physically crowds out and starves inflammatory pathogens, reclaiming the environment for healthy bacteria. This workforce also pre-digests nutrients to improve absorption and communicates with the brain via the gut-brain axis to support mood and stress resilience. Probiotics are the active labor force that executes the health reboot, but they are entirely dependent on the infrastructure built by protein and the fuel provided by fiber. When the builder, fuel, and workforce operate simultaneously, the biological effects compound. These elements interlock to stabilize the gut ecosystem, triggering a systemic cascade, and restores insulin sensitivity, stabilizes metabolism, and reduces oxidative stress. Stabilizing the gut optimizes sleep architecture, enhancing cognitive and physical health. This makes gut health the central command center for managing systemic metabolism and long-term health span. Improving your vitality is a matter of intentional addition. You provide the body with the specific resources it needs to thrive, rather than relying on cycles of restriction or starvation. The first step is an actionable morning mandate. Secure 30 grams of high-quality protein immediately tomorrow morning. From there, map your fiber and probiotic targets across your remaining meals to keep your internal microbial relay team fed and active. Resetting your health is a daily practice governed by the 30-33 protocol, designed to rebuild resilience from the inside out.